Welcome to the Top Business Leaders Show, powered by Rise 25 Media. We feature top founders, executives, and business leaders from all over the world.
Chad Franzen here, co-host for this show where we feature top restaurateurs, investors, and business leaders. This is part of our SpotOn Series. SpotOn has the best-in-class payment platform for retail, and they have a flagship solution called SpotOn Restaurant, where they combine marketing, software, and payments all in one. They've served everyone from larger chains like Dairy Queen and Subway to small mom-and-pop restaurants. To learn more, go to SpotOn.com. This episode is brought to you by Rise 25. We help B2B businesses to get ROI, clients, referrals, and strategic partnerships through Done-For-You podcasts. If you have a B2B business and want to build great relationships with clients, referral partners, and thought leaders in your space, there's no better way to do it than through podcasts and content marketing. To learn more, go to rise25media.com or email us at support@rise25media.com. Josh Halpern is Chief Executive Officer at Big Chicken, a fast casual dining concept with locations in Glendale, California, and Las Vegas, Nevada, as well as at arenas and on cruise ships. Big Chicken's mantra is big food, big flavor, big fun, and it's founded by NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal. Josh also sits on the boards of the National Association of Convenience Stores, the Niagara University Food Marketing Center of Excellence, and a few startups. He believes that partnering with franchisees and suppliers is the best way to drive the best possible guest experience. Josh, thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm great. I mean, I get to work with Shaquille O'Neal every day. It's not the worst.
I would imagine. Hey, so tell me about Big Chicken. What kind of is unique about it? What can a customer expect when they go there?
Yeah, it's interesting. First off, the scene behind me here, it's our Las Vegas restaurant, right? This restaurant group was really built by Shaquille, and that's a kind of unique thing, right? So many other celebrity endorsed products are just that, they're endorsements. They buy in, they put their name on the building. Shaquille did this himself, right? Partnering, Shaquille's agent, Perry Rogers, owns some restaurants in Las Vegas. One of those partners that Perry has is nationally recognized in the restaurant world, Matt Silverman. And Shaquille and Matt Silverman and Matt's team really worked to build Big Chicken based upon Shaquille O'Neal's childhood experience and lifelong love for fried chicken, the sides, and the social experience behind it. And anytime you bring in a 7'1" guy into the conversation, you have some really interesting takes on food, right? We have a cookie that's literally the size of an NBA basketball. No joke, the actual circumference of an NBA basketball. And we've got great sandwiches, sides, shakes, all rooted in different stories and different experiences in Shaquille's life.
What do you think kind of sets it apart from maybe the more long-term chicken type restaurants that you could go to?
Well, a couple things. First off, we use antibiotic-free, hormone-free, cage-free chicken that is never under a heat lamp. We don't own a heat lamp. We wouldn't know where to find a heat lamp. All of the chicken is fried and breaded fresh for you, which is a little bit different, right? The second thing is there's really interesting things on our chicken sandwiches that you wouldn't expect in other places, right? So one day, perfect example, we have a sandwich called the Charles Barkley, right? And one day Chuck was giving Shaquille a bunch of guff on air, about various things. And Shaquille walks off set and says, make a sandwich called the Charles Barkley. Well, we can do that. What do you want on it? Make it big and over the top the way he is, right? So the sandwich had garlic aioli, onion straws, and macaroni and cheese on the sandwich. I don't think you're finding that in too many other, chicken fast casual or QSR places. There's so much richness to the story and the experience. Even the mac and cheese. Our mac and cheese has a Cheez-It crust, and it's become a great story in our company because Shaquille claims that's the way his mom made mac and cheese from when he was a kid. His mom swears, I didn't put Cheez-Its on the mac and cheese. The boy used to go get the box out of the cabinet and put Cheez-Its into his own mac and cheese, right? So just this richness in story, this richness in flavor, interesting combinations and interesting items that you don't find in other places makes it great.
So this is something he's really into it. It's not just his name's not just on it. This is his thing.
Yeah, when we were together last week filming some social media spots, and in between takes, he's peppering me with questions. He really views this to be a piece of his legacy. It's not just a business deal that he's done. It's really about him and his life.
What was your background prior to working with Big Chicken?
not restaurants. So I spent the first 20 years of my career in the consumer product space, actually. For a handful of those years, I ran the on-premise for Anheuser-Busch InBev. So that's every bar, restaurant, nightclub, hotel, stadium, airport, anywhere where you would have a beer on the premise. And in that time, I got to work with all of the major restaurant chains that sell beer. And we started building restaurant experiences through the Bud brand. And through that, I got to know Shaquille and his business partners, because Beer Park by Budweiser at the Paris Hotel, Shaquille and his business partners were the Beer Park side of the coin. I was the by Budweiser side of the coin. And we built an iconic restaurant together. And I have an incredible operator as my partner, Matt Silverman, who I mentioned earlier. The two of us have different skill sets, different agilities. We're able to handle things partnering together, but really working on our own expertise. So we have a consumer products guy who spent the last 8 or 9 years in the alcohol industry, partnering with a guy where restaurants has been his entire life for the last 20 years, who has seen basically everything from fast food all the way up to, white cloth dining and gloves on hand dining.
Where in Big Chicken's lifespan did you kind of start?
I came in at unit 2. So we had Las Vegas and we had the Glendale location open. We had a few arenas and Carnival cruise ships that were going to go in the next few months. But since I've come on board, over the last 6, 8 to 9 months, we now have well north of 100 units under development, and we continue to move the needle down the way. We were just named one of the hottest, 40 emerging chains in QSR magazine, and it's just because of how fast we're moving. And places like the UBS Arena on Long Island, or the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, or even the Formula One race in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, we keep showing up where you would least expect us.
Wow. And you have 100 units in development. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and what goes into that?
Yeah, right now we're prioritizing multi-unit operators. We really want people that come in with a partnership first mentality, who are willing to partner with us and collaborate with us. See, Shaquille O'Neal is one of the more popular celebrities on the planet. And one of the reasons he got that is through his collaborative spirit. He tells me all the time, look, I was a franchisee long before I was a franchisor. So if you're hurting them, you're hurting me, right? And I don't want to hurt Shaquille. He's way bigger than I am, right? So, we're looking for multi-unit guys that are able to come in and are able to work with us and have really great productive conversation to build the best possible system and the tightest partnership among franchisor and franchisee. We currently have deals signed in all 4 time zones in the continental United States, and we're starting to look at fuller expansion in the U.S. and starting to look at international expansion too.
So what makes it a good, I'm sure you've answered this a little bit, but what do you think makes it a particularly good franchise opportunity?
I think the number one thing for me, obviously people need to vet their own unit level economics and make sure that works for them and what they're trying to achieve. And, I can't speak to all of that because of FTC law and whatnot. But I think the number one thing that we bring to the table is just transparency and capability, right? There are no hidden fees. There are no hidden pockets of cost. There's no lack of transparency. I've said to every franchisee we've signed, hey, it's impossible to land the plane at $0.00 on a marketing budget. But if you give me like a 2-week grace into the following year, I'd put out an annual report accounting for every cent, right? I would be and if we can't account for every cent, it's because, hey, we didn't spend it all, but this is exactly what we're spending it on. And we'll show you that we spent it later. If we at some point chose to do something behind like Super Bowl or whatnot, which is a little bit later. That's sort of the way we go at it. The goal here is to harbor trust between franchisor and franchisee. And there's places that are stronger and places that are weaker than that throughout the franchising system. We want to be a model example for stronger. And if there's good unit level economics and there's that strong level of trust and there's an affiliation to Shaquille O'Neal, that's kind of an exciting proposition.
What do you think, what do you kind of look for in terms of characteristics of a good franchisee beyond just a multi-unit investor?
Yeah, one of our franchisees said it best to me. I was asked this question a few times and I'd sort of like BS my way through it because I couldn't quite articulate it, right? One of my franchisees put it best. He said that he was super excited to join the system because of the food, the guest experience, all the things that are not about Shaquille, right? That he was excited to see our kitchen flow, excited to see the way we thought about the business, the way we were going to drive the brand. And as a result, he was super excited about Big Chicken. And then Shaquille elevated that big time. I think the majority of our requests for franchising on our franchise portal start with something along the lines of, hey, Shaq, I'll open up a chicken joint with you. Probably not the right franchisee for us, right? We want folks that genuinely do love Shaquille and are proud to call him a teammate, and he's proud to call them a teammate for sure. But it's really restaurant operators and franchise operators that understand what we're trying to do inside the box and feel this could be a win-win proposition for everybody.
As I said in your intro, the mantra is big food, big flavor, big fun. Can you tell me kind of about the culture of Big Chicken?
Yeah, anything with Shaquille is a little goofy. He said in an interview just 2 weeks ago, he said amongst his business team in the starting five, I'm the small forward because I'm small, right? I'm like 5'9", 5'10", which I guess to Shaquille is, small, right? We're a work hard, play hard culture. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We take the business extremely seriously. We're constantly looking at how do we add a little bit of fun into the guest experience, into the menu. We have one chair in every one of our restaurants. It's like 3 times the size of every other chair. And if anybody asks, well, that's Shaquille's chair, right? We also believe in accessibility and value and trying to make sure that people are able to feel connected to Shaquille without it being really about Shaquille. If you see the restaurant on my screen, this is hardly a shrine to Shaquille O'Neal, but you feel his presence everywhere. You'd actually stand in his footprints at our soda machine, right? So there's all these notions of big fun. And then on the big flavor side, we mentioned the Charles Barkley sandwich earlier, but we really try to create a fried chicken sandwich experience for everybody. And I guess tying in a big flavor and big fun, we try to bring in a local sandwich too. So when we launched at the UBS Arena on Long Island, where the Islanders play, one of the Islanders' other partners is a deli called Blue Line Deli. And we got to know Donnie and the folks over at Blue Line Deli. And he told us, hey, I make these orange and blue bagels because I'm a diehard Islanders fan and their colors are blue and orange. And now you can buy the Islander chicken sandwich at UBS Arena at Big Chicken, and it's a buffalo chicken sandwich on a blue and orange bagel. And it's, most of our Instagram, our user generated Instagram that comes in on Big Chicken from UBS Arena is of that sandwich because people think it's cool as hell that there's a blue and orange bun for their blue and orange team and the sandwich is good. That's big flavor, big fun, big food.
And Big Chicken is on a couple of cruise ships. Tell me about, if you can, tell me about those locations and kind of how that came about.
Yeah, look, as far as I'm concerned, every restaurant chain should have their third location ever be floating out at sea, right? This is part of the Shaquille effect, right? So Shaquille has a really strong relationship with Carnival going back many, many years to when he was with the Miami Heat, right? That's the family that owns, right? And we had the ability to try our product on a couple of ships. Right now in their internal, I don't think it's called Yelp, but like their rating system on the Carnival Cruise ships. Right now, we're tied for number 1 of 40 on all the restaurants on the boat. The first cruise that they did, I had to do a double take at the math, right? Because it was a 6-day cruise. So, Chad, think about all the people that wouldn't eat a fried chicken sandwich, right? Just whether they're vegetarian or whether they're not looking to put on extra pounds while they're in a bikini or bathing suit for 6 days. They have all the people that won't eat a fried chicken sandwich. And think about the fact that we're a 5-ounce piece of chicken. So we're like a mega chicken sandwich. The first cruise we did on the Carnival Mardi Gras, the average person on the boat over 6 days ate 2.2 sandwiches.
Wow. Very nice.
It was almost like we did what, right? It was kind of shocking. And in the arenas, we're selling 500, 600, 700 sandwiches a game as well. It's pretty amazing.
COVID has had a big effect on the restaurant industry and on the cruise ship industry. How has it kind of affected the operations for Big Chicken?
It hasn't. It might have slowed down development a little bit because we didn't launch franchising until we were coming out of COVID. But ultimately, we used COVID to really work on tweaking the kind of continuous improvement type initiatives in our 2 existing brick and mortars. And we have a maniacal obsession with continuous improvement. So we really work to get our capabilities down. So when we sold to our franchisees, we had a really capable and transparent ecosystem. So we take our training. We built training like we're already 400 stores. We brought in the woman that did the training program for Wetzel's Pretzels, Blaze Pizza, some really, really, really big chains to help build a curriculum like we were already huge. We spent the time trying to cement a distribution agreement, which we cemented, and build supplier relationships, because we knew the minute we hit the gas pedal, things were going to start to happen. I came in May 1st of last year, so 9.5 months. We were at 2 units with 7 under development. Fast forward 9 months, 15 days, we're at 11 units open and well north of 100. There's a couple PR things that need to happen, but we're well north of 100 units under development. We're moving pretty quick. To do that, you really need to work on building your relationships with your suppliers, build your tech stack right, build all of it right to handle that type of growth. And that's really what Big Chicken spent COVID doing.
And people can get your product online, even if they don't live near a location.
We're on Goldbelly. It's like my favorite thing to do is just send it to people, right? I should send some to you so you can try the product. We wanted to be on Goldbelly straight away. They wanted us to straight away. It's a great partnership. Our team was severely stressed out right before Super Bowl. There were a lot of people ordering our chicken fingers and chicken sandwiches on Goldbelly, but it's been amazing to be able to give that level of accessibility to people as we're building out our footprint.
So what does that look like when I guess you order something? Let's say you live in a state where there's no Big Chicken anywhere nearby. You order it. What does that look like?
Yeah, it comes in the mail, right? Goldbelly has all the packaging tools and whatnot, and our team has its process on how to ensure the quality, and it comes with detailed instructions on how to heat it. And the first time I ever ate Big Chicken, because I joined right in the middle of like the world still wasn't traveling yet, they sent me Goldbelly, and I said, man, if this is how good it is coming mailed to me, I could only imagine what it's like in the restaurant. And it's definitely a pretty special place.
I have one more question for you, but first, how can people find out about becoming a franchisee or just about getting Big Chicken product or finding out about your locations? Yeah, bigchicken.com is our website. There's a tab at the top of the page, franchise information.
Absolutely click on that tab. It's a very, very short form, just basic, name, email, phone number, etc. And we get you in the pipeline. Or link in to myself or to our head of franchising, Sam Stanovich, and we can help you get going too. But we're really looking for folks that are excited to build multiple units and want to be a part of this journey with us and truly be a partner with us. For me, partnerships with our franchisees and with our suppliers is first and foremost. If we can build the right guest experience and do it the right way with our suppliers and franchisees, we'd have a really great winning formula.
Final question. What is your go-to meal at Big Chicken?
Oh man, it's tough. Mainly because as much as I love our chicken, I love our milkshakes more. Our milkshake, I've never had a milkshake quite as good as ours. Our managing partner, Matt Silverman, who I mentioned a couple of times, he still can't drink them from the PTSD that he had drinking like 50 gallons of the stuff as we were finalizing the formula. But I would say, we call our most basic sandwich the MDE for most dominant ever, because we put all the effort into the chicken and the breading, and we let the sauce and the toppings are great, but the chicken is really second to none. I'm just a purist. I like the MDE. I like the basic sandwich. I love our fries. And I love our milkshakes. And me, I'm a peanut butter junkie. So our El Padrino Negro milkshake has peanut butter in it. That's a really good one. But right now we have an LTO. It's a Frosted Flakes cereal milkshake. Wow. That's pretty darn good too. And the big man, Shaquille, he turns 50 in just a few weeks. And we're going to be launching a birthday cake shake to celebrate Shaquille's 50th that I'm pretty fired up about too.
Who came up, or how did you guys come up with these kind of unique milkshakes? You don't see those often at most kind of fast casual or fast food places.
Yeah, we have a culinary team that works on it. In the case of birthday cake shake, I was like, we need to do something big for Shaquille's birthday, and that's what they came up with. we look at Shaquille's existing partners and how we could tie in some of their items into the menu. So he's on a box of Frosted Flakes right now. It made sense to bring Frosted Flakes into the restaurant. But we look at seasonality. We look at how can we do something cool and innovative with bringing as few new ingredients in as possible, because it's always hard introducing ingredients into the kitchen when you're trying to run at scale. We try to set LTO 6 to 9 months out, and as a result, have really, really cool food innovation pipeline that can sustain us. And I love our LTOs. Whenever I'm in a restaurant, it's always the LTO, but my go-to on the regular menu is still the basic sandwich, the MDE, with our fries and with our El Padrino Negro shake.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm starving now. Hey, thanks so much for joining me today, Josh. It's been great talking to you, and best wishes on the future with Big Chicken.
Thank you so much for having me. Very much appreciated. It's been great having this conversation with you.
Thank you, Josh. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Top Business Leaders Show, powered by Rise 25. Visit rise25.com to check out more episodes of the show and to learn more about how you can start your own podcast.